Krishna that maybe we should try again. And every time Krishna was mixing both the dolls together again, and then again making a new set of Radha Krishna dolls. You know what was happening? A little bit of Radha was mixing with little bit of Krishna, and little bit of Krishna was in little bit of Srimati Radharani. Like in Braj, they say, Srimati Radharani ne kaha, Tera kuch mujh mein, Mera kuch tujh mein. So that is how Srimati Radharani thinks. Even so, the Brajvasis, when they narrate this Leela, they say that Krishna must be the supreme creator. Krishna is knowing all the philosophy, but when it comes to the realization of what is love, what is pure love, Mahabhav, for Sri Krishna, even he has to get these insights from Srimati Radharani. Now, the name Shri Radha, very wonderfully our Acharyas has explained that if we break down just this name Shri Radha or Radha, so when someone utters, Krishna becomes so ecstatic that as soon as his devotee, when he opens his mouth, he or she, when they open their mouth to utter the name Radha, so Ra, as soon as Ra is uttered, millions, the sin of millions of lifetimes is destroyed, they say. Not just that. Now, you must be a little confused with this. That after this particular syllable Ra, because it is Ra. So when is uttered in the name of Radha, even the so-called piety of this material world, which one might have performed, that also gets destroyed. Now you must be wondering that, people have told that these Hare Krishnas are weird people, but this proves now that, what my punya, my piety, that also will be destroyed. Yeah, because it is said that the so-called piety of this material world will again keep us in this material world, the shackles of birth and death. So if really one wants not just moksha but vimoksha, not just vimoksha but bhakti, not just bhakti but shuddha bhakti, then one should chant the name of Shri Radha, because this middle syllable will destroy even that so-called piety which will eventually keep this conditioned soul in this material world. And Dha will then install love for Sri Krishna. So if all the sins of so many lifetimes is destroyed, all the so-called karma kand, punya of this material world is destroyed, what is left is installation, which means the ultimate installation ceremony takes place just by uttering the name of Radha. And then, what is left after that? One goes back home, back to Godhead. So this is the utterance. In fact, in our Upanishad and scriptures, it is mentioned that Srimati Radharani, her name is so sweet and it is so purifying, and it puts Krishna into so much ecstasy that Krishna, he himself, is seen in Vrindavan chanting the names of Sri Radha. There is this nice story that there was this guru of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. It's like, you can say a Kula Guru. His name was Bhagori Rishi. So Bhagori Rishi once comes and he looks at Krishna. Krishna is very young at that time. He's just a kid. And Bhagori Rishi, he tells to Nanda Maharaj that it appears that your son is very mischievous, is very naughty. And Nanda Maharaj asked me, And Yashoda Mai comes, she's in the kitchen, she comes out, ask me first. What kind of mischief and naughtiness this kid, I don't know which nakshatra, which tithi this Krishna was born, and I don't know what to do in order to, undo all the mischief and whatever his astrological charts are showing about his future. If this is what he's now as a kid, what kind of reputation he's establishing for himself as he's growing up. So Yashoda Mai was very much concerned. So Bhagavad Rishi, he said that, okay, I have a mantra. You just make sure that this Krishna of yours, every day he chants the japa of this mantra. It's the Narayan mantra. And here, who is the source of Narayan? Who is Sri Krishna, the avatari of all the avatars, the source of all the avatars. He's been asked by this Bhagavad Rishi to chant the mantra of Narayan. So here, Krishna, he's been instructed by Yashoda Mai to every day with the Japamala, chanting the mantra of Narayan. And now, many of our ISKCON chanters, we have experienced what happens, when we sit with the beat bag. So here is Krishna, he's chanting this Narayan mantra, and Yashoda Mai is paying attention that, this is your everyday sadhana now on. And Krishna, he's dozing off, he's falling here and there, and he's feeling so bored chanting Narayan mantra. And he can't even sit for 2 minutes. And he has to chant, the complete set, the sadhana which was prescribed by Bhagavad Rishi. And Yashoda Mai, she's very strict and she's keeping a watch on Krishna. And as Krishna is feeling so, kind of fatigued and exhausted in chanting of this Narayan mantra, that Brinda Devi realizes and Brinda Devi sends her parrot called Shuka. So Shuka comes and Shuka realizes that, Shuka has to rescue Krishna from chanting of Narayan mantra. So what Shuka does, Shuka says, see, you can't just, chant any mantra with this attitude which you are having right now. Any kind of chant or japa or mantra, it should be like flow of Jamuna. So in Hindi, the Shuka said to Krishna, it should be like Yamuna ki dhara. So as soon as Krishna heard, say again, what did you say? So Shuka said, it should be chanted like Yamuna ki dhara. And Krishna reversed that. Dhara, as soon as he heard dhara, Krishna's ears heard it as Radha. So Shuka was going on that how, and Brinda Devi has more than 9 lakh parrots. And they are like, like we have, if there is a, say BBC, so in one sense, the Shuka is like BBC, Braj Broadcasting Corporation. So all the breaking news of Braja, the Shuka would come and give it to Krishna. So the Shuka was, giving this breaking news that today Jamuna ki dhara is flowing in this direction. Jamuna ki dhara is looking so beautiful. Jamuna ki dhara is looking so peaceful. So Shuka is going on, dhara, dhara, Jamuna ki dhara. And Krishna is like, just like how Arjuna, he was focused on the eye of the bird. Krishna, he was only focusing on dhara, radha, 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 radha. And as Shuka was going on with this word dhara, and Krishna was interpreting and translating it as Radha, Krishna was going in ecstasy, and Shuka didn't even realize that Krishna has gone in a trance. And what to speak, what he was supposed to sit and chant for half an hour, the Narayan mantra, now it's been 3 hours. Krishna with his bead bag. Whose name? So we chant the names of Radha and Krishna, but Krishna with this bead bag, and Yashoda Mai, when she saw, oh my God, this mantra is definitely so powerful that my Krishna, he's for 3 hours, even we can't imagine sitting for 3 hours and chanting any mantra. And here he is sitting, rapt attention, 3 hours in one position, in Padmasana. In fact, what to speak of that? Many of the Brajvasis, they would sometimes see Krishna in Padmasana, Who is Krishna? He's Yogiraj, he's Yogeshwar. So Yogeshwar Krishna sitting in Padmasana on the banks of Jamuna with bead bag, back erect, neck erect, with unblinking eyes, chanting the names of Shri Radha, Shri Radha, Shri Radha, Shri Radha. Now herein we have to understand that it's not just the power of the name. Of course, Radharani has the power in her name, but it is the love which Sri Krishna has for Srimati Radharani, which comes out of whatever reminds him of Srimati Radharani. So of course, the name is the most powerful. But even when Lord Sri Krishna would look at a kadamba tree, so in Vrindavan, kadamba trees, they represent Srimati Radharani, because kadamba trees, if you have seen in Vrindavan, so the trunk of a kadamba tree is quite fair in its color, like Srimati Radharani, Gaurangi. And Tamal tree represents Sri Krishna, because the trunk of a Tamal tree is quite dark. So therefore you must have, this name, Tamal Krishna, which means Krishna, who is the same complexion or the color that of a Tamal tree, or Tamal tree, which is of the same complexion as Sri Krishna. So if Sri Krishna is looking at a Kadamba tree or a Kadamba flower, or if Srimati Radharani is looking at a bumblebee, because bumblebee also, that blackish blue color bumblebee has, so Srimati Radharani is reminded of. So this is called in Sanskrit, it's called Uddipan. That anything which gives rise or triggers the remembrance of one's beloved, that's called Uddipan. Sometimes we find that in our chanting, I've seen many devotees, they have different expressions, facial expressions, while chanting. And sometimes looking at the facial expressions, you come to know that, whether this chanting is relishable or whether this chanting is like a huge burden or a huge mountain to climb. I remember, when I was back in ISKCON Chowpatty, this was many years ago. So over there, that time we had kids from the orphanage. So ISKCON Chowpatty also was running an orphanage for kids, and they were all like Gurukul kids. So they had to also attend the morning program. So, but for them the chanting was not as strict. So they would chant 4 rounds. Some of them, the elder kids could chant 8 rounds. And then because they had to get ready and go to school also, so they would sit with all the brahmacharis and chant their japa. So many of them would just chant 4 rounds. So we had a rule that one brahmachari will sit with a group of these Gurukul orphan kids, and every day take turns and sit with them and chant, in japa circles. So I remember, so I was sitting with this group of these Gurukul kids, and there was this one kid, while chanting, he would shake his head vigorously. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Vigorously he would shake his head. And also his bead bag. It was like, some kind of symphony, synchronicity in his shaking of his head and his beat back. So both his beat back and his head. So, and he would make a lot of sound while doing that. So, at one point of time, it was quite disturbing for others also. So I told him that, you don't have to be, so aggressive, and it looks like a rajogun in this chanting of yours. So calm down. So for one round he would calm down, and again he would go back to that turbo mode of chanting. So I said, okay, give me your feedback. I'll show you how to, chant appearing in the mode of goodness. So I took his feedback and I put my hands in the feedback, and to my surprise, there were no beads. Empty feedback. So I asked, where are your beads? And of course he was exposed, not that by mistake. So every day he would not have any beads, but just in order that he shouldn't be caught, he would externally, show as if, he's just such a serious chanter, and he's so much awake, and he's so much absorbed, and he's so much into chanting, but no beadback. Sorry, no beads in the beadback. So herein, when Sri Krishna, he would not just anytime utter the name of Srimati Radharani, but anything in connection with Shri Radha. It is explained that if anybody would open one's mouth, Ra, someone who is going to Raval, or someone even chanting Ram, it is explained that the Brajavasis, the name Ram, of course, we all know who personality Ram is. But in Vrindavan, if anybody even chants the name Ram, in Vrindavan they interpret Ra refers to Radharani, Ma refers to Madhusudan. So according to them, if anybody is even chanting Ram, this is Radha Madhusudan. According to, that's the Brajabha. Devotees are, when it comes to, when they are on a certain level of absorption for their beloved Lord, like in Ramayana, I just remember this incident from Ramayana, that once in Lanka, Vibhishan, we all know that Vibhishan always was devotee of Lord Ram. So once in Lanka, now Vibhishan was the only devotee of Ram in the entire Lanka. Imagine what his situation was. And Vibhishan one day, he was in so much separation from Lord Ram that Vibhishan, like in Vrindavan you have seen Shri Radha, Shri Radha, Shri Radha written on walls and trees, on streets. So like that, Vibhishan, he went around, he was writing Ram, 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 everywhere. Imagine writing Ram in Lanka. And when Ravan came to know what Vibhishan has done, imagine, Ravan was furious, immediately summoned for Vibhishan and asked that, what is this nonsense going on? You are writing the name of my own enemy, Ram. And now Vibhishan, he realized, so Vibhishan said, no, my dear brother, wait a minute. You didn't get it. Herein, if you look closely, Ra and Ma. Ra herein refers to you, Ravan, and Ma refers to Mandodari. So herein, Vibhishan, he in fact very intelligently, cleverly wanted the name of Ram to be there, not rubbed off. And what to speak of that, even he wanted Ravan to chant the name of Shri Ram. So when Ravan heard this explanation from Vibhishan, he said, oh, Wonderful. If that is so, then keep doing that. Keep writing more. In fact, he employed others also to help with Vishnu, write all over Lanka. So, that is the glory of the names of these exalted personalities. So, let's understand the meaning of this beautiful verse from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, wherein it is explained that what are the two predominant qualities of Srimati Radharani. Although Radharani has unlimited qualities, storehouse of qualities in serving Krishna, but here in this particular verse explains two beautiful qualities, very pertinent for us sadhakas, and especially to understand on this day of Radhashtami. So kindly repeat after me. Ladini karai Krishna anandaswadan.
Ladini karai Krishna anandaswadan.
Ladini radwara kare bhaktera poshan.
Ladini radwara kare bhaktera poshan.
Ladini karai Krishna anandaswadan.
Ladini karai Krishna anandaswadan.
Ladini radwara kare bhaktera poshan.
Ladini radwara kare bhaktera poshan.
Ladini karai Krishna anandaswadan.
Ladini karai Krishna anandaswadan.
Ladini radwara kare bhaktera poshan.
Ladini radwara kare bhaktera poshan.
So very easy to understand. Srimati Radharani is the Ladini Shakti of Krishna. Ladini means the internal potency, the internal energy of Sri Krishna. So as the internal energy of Sri Krishna, these are the two functions of Srimati Radharani or Ladini Shakti of Krishna. Krishna, Karai Krishna Ananda Aswadana. So the first function is that she gives Ananda to Krishna. Krishna gets the Aswadan of Ananda. Krishna, who is Ananda Ghan or Ananda Mayobhyasya, he gets Ananda from Srimati Radharani. And simultaneously, Srimati Radharani, what she does as Ladini Shakti? Bhaktera Poshan. So, these are the two functions of the personality, or we can say the Radha Tattva, the Ladini Shakti of Sri Krishna. That she is busy, absorbed, relishing Sri Krishna Bhakti or Sri Krishna Seva, relishing Sri Krishna, and the other is we sadhakas, we are nourished by Srimati Radharani's Bhakti for Krishna. So right now what we are doing, we are discussing Srimati Radharani's mood, Srimati Radharani's Seva Bhav, Srimati Radharani's intensity for loving Krishna, and just by listening or celebrating these qualities of Srimati Radharani, our bhakti is getting nourished. Bhaktera Poshan. And I can remember this one aspect of Srimati Radharani's exalted love for Krishna is exemplified in the Rasa Leela. Now, of course, Rasa Leela has so many different lessons to be learned from, the highest level of exchange of love which Krishna has with his devotees. But we all know that at one point of time, Krishna left all the gopis in the Rasa Leela, not just for Srimati Radharani, but with Radharani. So all the gopis, and then we have the gopis who sang the Gopi Geet and looking for Sri Krishna and Srimati Radharani. But during the Rasa Leela, Lord Sri Krishna, he so much wanted to relish association just with Srimati Radharani, that Lord Sri Krishna leaves behind all the gopis and he's gone far away along with Srimati Radharani, just to give his personal association to Srimati Radharani and to get personal association of Srimati Radharani. You can imagine that what a coveted position Srimati Radharani is having. That here is Sri Krishna, the month of Kartik, Sharad Purnima, the highest of all pastimes, Leela, that Krishna is performing. And at the peak of, relishing Ras Leela with everyone, all the gopis, Krishna, he goes alone with Srimati Radharani. Now, our acharyas, they explain this incident in a way that we can relate to. That imagine, so our acharyas, they are asking us, imagine if you were in the position of Srimati Radharani. Imagine if, some festival is going on, say Radhashtami or Krishnashtami, some festival is going on, and the crescendo of the happiness and ecstasy of that festival, Sri Krishna, he holds your hand and he takes you personally alone somewhere to give his association and take your association. How would you feel? So the acharyas, they are, trying to explain the level of Srimati Radharani, what is going on in her heart. So when Srimati Radharani was taken away by Krishna alone, Srimati Radharani was thinking about all the gopis who were left behind. At that point of time, she was thinking about all the gopis who were left behind. And therefore, she was concerned that Krishna is now with me, but who is with them? They must be devastated out of separation from their beloved Shamsundar. So, what she started doing? She started stalling Krishna, just so that Krishna can slow down, so that the gopis looking, obviously they will be looking for us, and they can catch up and they can also join us. So that was the concern of Srimati Radharani. She was not becoming, falsely proud or thinking so great about herself that just see, she was not, posting stories on Instagram. Okay, we are at this place, and teasing others. We are enjoying now, the most cozy groves of Vrindavan and Rasamandal, and this is the latest story, and like teasing others with that. No, Srimati Radharani was concerned about that. So at one point of time, Srimati Radharani, she was trying to devise some ways and means by which she could stall Krishna. So she asked Krishna that, Krishna, can you get that flower from that tree? I really like that flower so much. I think it will look very good in my head. And Sri Krishna, so of course it's a flower tree, so there were flowers all over in all the branches. But Radharani, in order to delay the process of Krishna going, so Radharani said, no, not this one. I want the flower from the topmost branch. So Krishna had to somehow, climb and bring that branch down, that one particular flower which was pointed out by Srimati Radharani. So she was just stealing away some time so that, and looking back as Krishna, she was not interested in that flower, by the way. She was interested in, and looking back, the gopis are coming or not, gopis are coming or not. And still, when, there was no sign of any of the gopis to be seen, Krishna immediately plucked that flower and gave it to Srimati Radharani, put it in her hair. And as they were moving ahead, Srimati Radharani, she said that, I think I'm very tired, I can't walk anymore. Can you lift me? Now, we know that this happened in the Ras Leela, but the Acharyas explain why Srimati Radharani. It's not that Srimati Radharani wanted, Srimati Radharani all of a sudden became tired and was so lazy to walk any further and is demanding. No, she was demanding Krishna not for herself, not for her own comfort, but for the gopis. So the Acharyas explain that this is what the Guru takes on the mood. It is explained that the Ladini Shakti of Srimati Radharani is what the Guru inherits from Srimati Radharani, and the Chit potency the Guru inherits from Balramji. So we celebrated Balram Purnima, we are celebrating Radhashtami today. So both of them, they are the supreme servitors of Sri Krishna. And that's what they give, they hand over to the entire Guru Parampara. So we have our Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was enjoying Braja Bhakti in Vrindavan. Just like Srimati Radharani was enjoying very intimate and personal association with Sri Krishna. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada was enjoying his Brajas. But he left the place which is the headquarters of devotion, Shri Vrindavan Dham, to go to the place which was the headquarters of degradation, New York. Thinking about who? Thinking about all of us conditioned souls. Just like Srimati Radharani was thinking about all the gopis who were left behind. So similarly, gurus like Srila Prabhupada, they always think about those, they are not just thinking about their own liberation, their own, emancipation, but they are thinking about the souls. Therefore, when Srila Prabhupada was in Vrindavan, I remember this one lecture of Srila Prabhupada. This is like the initial days, in the 66 or 67, that particular year, a lecture of Srila Prabhupada, wherein Srila Prabhupada is speaking about, imagine a crowd. Sometimes, when we come to these far out places like the Western world and try to speak about Krishna, Vrindavan, Krishna Bhakti, to an audience, they are totally unawares of. Imagine Srila Prabhupada was the only Indian, and not just Indian, the only Krishna Bhakta over there, the only Brajvasi coming from Vrindavan, and who is the audience sitting in front of him? Hippies, stoned, drugged. They were not even understanding, and Prabhupada, he was so much tempted to speak about Krishna. It was Krishna Janmashtami, and Prabhupada was speaking about Krishna. And as he's speaking about Krishna, because he has to, it is Krishna Janmashtami, he has to speak about Krishna. So as he's speaking about Krishna, Prabhupada becomes so desperate. You can hear in that lecture, Prabhupada is saying, so Krishna, who is the sweetest boy in Vrindavan, Krishna, who is the butter thief in Vrindavan. And everyone is looking at Prabhupada, what are you talking about? Who is this guy Krishna? And Prabhupada, at one point of time, Prabhupada, he pauses. Krishna? You don't know Krishna? You also don't know Krishna? And everyone is looking, with quizzical look. Of course we don't know Krishna. And Prabhupada, he comes back, to his, say, external consciousness, and he says, oh, you are so far away from Krishna. Imagine the situation, Prabhupada, that he had to leave. He was basking in Krishna Bhakti in Vrindavan, everywhere. Even now, we go to Vrindavan, and it's so easy to be Krishna conscious in Vrindavan. And here, therefore it is said that you can take a pure devotee away from Braja but you cannot take Braja from the heart of a pure devotee. Vrindavan, he carries Vrindavan, where Prabhupada created what? New Vrindavan. So, Srimati Radharani, these are two very beautiful names of Srimati Radharani. I really liked this combination. Of course, there is Radha Sahasranam also, just like we have Vishnu Sahasranam, there is Radha Sahasranam also. But I liked these two names. She is called as Seva Swarupini, embodiment of Seva. Therefore, when Srila Prabhupada translated Krishna consciousness or Bhakti, unlike other translators from India,